Okay, so this video is about me. I want to share some revelations that I've gotten through the spirit, and I want y'all to understand, like when y'all hear about this third eye, this pineal gland being activated, when y'all read things about that is actually true. There's a way for um you to tap into God's infinite being. You're already a part of it. You're already aligned. We're all God. We're all connected. We're like the internet, and God is the generator of the whole internet system. He sends a signal and a current through each person, and he has he's your life force in everything that you can do. So I want to explain like some background to what was revealed to me. Okay. Okay. I had a spiritual experience a few years ago, and I was I was shown this revelation that radically changed my whole perspective and viewpoint on religion, spirituality, history, politics, mathematics, science, everything, you know. Um this spiritual experience, I was shown a revelation of myself, you know, in my truest form, in my majestic, godly, angelic form. Every person has this higher self that's connected to your physical being, your body. There's like the essence of God is like your controller. You know what I mean? And I had this vision where it was showing me, and during this time, it took me almost 2 years to really comprehend this whole spiritual experience because I was thinking about it and I had misinterpretations. First, I thought it was a previous life. Maybe it showed me a previous life, or maybe it showed me what it looks like to be God, or maybe it showed me, and I couldn't comprehend what I saw, But as I prayed and I meditated and I began to fast, and in those 2 years since then, I stopped eating meat. I don't drink alcohol anymore. A lot of things, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a perfect being, but I cleared up a lot of things that were out of alignment or that was blocking me from being able to communicate and have God talk to me and send me messages and have me align with my angels and my guides and my higher self. And all of that about activating your third eye, you definitely have to activate the third eye in order to understand what I'm talking about. Some of you, you're gonna get this when you hear this. Okay. I was this majestic being. I felt like I was like on top of this mountain, and it was like I was like a giant, like just had this body in this frame I wasn't even like a color. I was like a see-through, majestic being. Like you couldn't even call me a race. I wasn't a black man or a white man. I was just a being of infinite. Like there's no race to God's infinite creation. What you see in your physical experience as an earthling, you see people have these different colors of races, but in God's eye, we have this majestic beings that like a race doesn't. Once you leave this earth or this physical world, there's no race. There's no way that God doesn't look at people and say you're black, you're white. That's the way that you look at and identify people based on this experience in the physical realm. On the spiritual realm, we just all these majestic beings. I saw myself on this mountain, and I was like so powerful, and I just felt like infinite power of just like being. And I had an eye. There was an eye in my left hand, right? And it was show. I was looking at this vision as if I was looking at myself live life, and it was showing me what my spirit is manifesting on this physical plane. Because you have a physical life, and you have a whole nother spiritual life that you're living simultaneously. So you can. All right, let me just get to the story, and I get into that later. So, and I had this eye in my hand, and I was on this mountain, and I was like multitudes and multitudes of people. It was like so many people I couldn't even see through like the end of where the line ended. It was like so many people. And I was on this mountain and I was waving my hand with this eye. And this eye was just giving off a light. It was like a ray of light. It was like all these people I can feel and I can know that they were sick and they were hurt and they were dejected and they needed healing and they were clamoring to me for this healing. And I was waving my hand, like just letting this light that was released out of this eye that was in my palm. And I was releasing this light to all these people. And it was, and the spirit was telling me, like, you're healing all of these people through the pure essence of love. And they know that you're giving them love. They're not deceived. They understand it. They clamoring. They need it. They want it. And they're going to come and you're going to give them the healing that they need. You know what that does when something like that is revealed to you, like what, like that's your power. Like I was told that your purpose on this earth is to provide healing to people. There are so many people who are not in alignment to their godly selves, and they don't know that they're a part of God's essence, and they don't know that God's true love is in them because it's covered up with all this worry and all these problems and all these make believe um, illusions that cloud perceptions of reality. So I understand that I'm so in the spirit. Like after that, I had experiences when the spirit was telling me, like, just plain, like it was speaking through me, and the spirit was telling me, like, and I was saying this to myself because the spirit was telling me to say this, and I was just like, I am so much more than what you see. Close your eyes to see me. I am so much more than what you see. Close your eyes to see me. And I interpreted that as to say, like you don't even know who you are. You don't know the powers that you possess. You don't understand that when you walk into a room full of people, what your spirit is doing in a room full of people, and you have no awareness to it. You don't understand, like when you meet a person and you just automatically become friends with them, you don't know that your spirit introduced the bodies. You think you met that person or the spirits. Your spirit and that person's spirit introduced the physical bodies because they already knew, they're already connected. You go into a room and you feel a tension with a person, like there's a reason for everything. You can be out of vibration. I can have a spirit that's more clean or more aligned with my love vibration, and it can repel a spirit that's not aligned. And that's why I don't get along with you. And that's why we don't see eye to eye, because we're not on the same vibration. And it's not just something you say. That's a spiritual experience. Like, you can't even tell me why you picked out your best friend. What made you pick out your best friend? What made you pick out your wife or your the person who you don't like? Like, how did y'all not like each other? Like, you talk about all these interactions that we're having when you're sleeping. You sleep for one third of your life, and when you're sleeping, what's going on? Where are you? What is your spirit doing? What is your whole being? Where are you going? It's so much more than that, just what your spirit is given to this world. You don't understand that everything that God creates is a temple of God. Everything that God creates houses the spirit of God. So we taught to believe that, well, only humans have domain over this world. But the spirit of God is in humans, is in animals, is in water, is in the air, is in rocks, is in all the elements. Like, everything is a temple of God. Everything completes God. Everyone and every energy and every entity and every universe and every planet collectively is God, and it's infinite intelligence, and it's everywhere. That's why water is intelligent. That's why all these energies that's all around is intelligent. So during the spiritual experience, it was I was able to see, it showed me energies, and how energies are all over everywhere you see. Like, if you look, you know what energy looks like? Energy looks like the DNA helixes. Like, you know how the DNA helixes are like twisted around like that? That's what energy looks like. It's everywhere. And the spirit was able to show me what this energy looked like. And I was amazed. And I was sitting there like, oh, wow. And I was moving it around. I was sitting there like, wow. And I was playing with all this energy. But it's like policies of energy everywhere. We're all energetic beings. We're electric beings. And energy is what gives you your, that's what food is. We measure food in calories. Calories is just what energy, how much energy food, a particular food puts inside your body. That's what calories are. It's all energetic. Everything is energy. So when you around someone and they're speaking something or they're doing something that you're not aligned with, like that's something, that's you feeling that, that's your soul telling you that your energy is not aligned with that energy. And either you need to get away from that energy, or it's going to be a conflict between you and that energy, you know. And we have to be mindful of our infinite abilities, like what you do. Like when I talk about the words, like what your words are doing, your words have so much more power than what you think they are, because you don't know of your greatness. You don't know that God made you so great that your word can cause a war, or your word can create a baby, or your word can create a, like, you ever hear what they call the butterfly effect? And that's actual real science. Like, you know what it is? Science is going to eventually prove the existence of God. You know, right now, like a lot of scientists saying, well, it's not scientific and it's not factual and you can't prove God and all this. But eventually, like, we got to remember, we're so young in our infancy of understanding. Remember, like, what is it, 2019, 120 years ago, we didn't have electricity. We didn't have cars. We didn't have planes. We didn't have computers. We didn't have televisions. We didn't have radios. Like 120 years ago, we the growth and development that we've had in the last 120 years has surpassed the last thousand, 3,000 years of our growth and development. And what do you think causes, like, all of a sudden, how did we get so smart in the last 120 years? What contributed to us going from a horse and a buggy in the late 1800s? We having a horse and a buggy and we using candles and going outside to dig holes and take dumps. And now we have electrical plumbing systems. We have electromagnetic rails. We have the technology. That's like, how do you explain that in the last 120 years? What contributed to this rush and this big bang explosion of human potentiality? Now, how did we get so smart in the last 120 years? Look at the growth and development of our societies in the last 120 years. Like, people think like how do you attribute that? Like, what do you think took place in the last 120 years that made us so much smarter than the previous 2 3,000 years? You know. And what we don't understand also is that people think that we invented something. Like, we invented the airplane and we invented the electricity and all these things. Like, we rediscovered them. Okay, all these things have always been here. But when they say this person invented this, like, they just rediscovered it. You know, because there comes a point when the societies are, they're restarted. You know, their existence. We have apexes of our existence, and then it starts over. You know, and there's a cycle to everything, and that's what every example of nature shows us God's plan. And if you pay more attention to nature, it'll show you that everything is a cycle. There's a cycle to the earth. There's a cycle to your life. There's a cycle to the everything. You know. But back to the butterfly effect. The butterfly effect is a theory that says that everything that happens is connected to something else happening. Okay, nothing happens in isolation. So the butterfly effect says that the flutter of a butterfly's wings is significant enough to cause a tsunami on the other side of the world. You know, that's how energy is never destroyed, just transferred and transferred, and it can grow and it can grow and it can grow. So you can say something like a word, and that word can end up causing a cancer or a murder, or it has an energetic effect on the rest of the world. You know what I mean? It has an energetic effect on your body. The words you choose to put in your body. And we're going to really get into, like, scientifically, we're going to have a lot of breakthroughs in sound, healing, sound technology, how, like, the just understanding what sounds and the effects sounds have on not only your physical body and other people's physical body, but the whole universe. Like, by you putting a word out your mouth, eventually we're going to grow and understand that that affects everything else in this world. So when people will say, well, what causes all this bad stuff? Why does God let all this horrible stuff happen? Why does he make all these people who murder kids and do bad things? Like, you created that. God didn't create that. You created that. You created that by taking his perfect creation and allowing, because you have the free will to be distorted. You have the free will to be misled. You have the free will to misinterpret something. You have the free will to not acknowledge the love and the truth that he's already blessed you with. You can be deceived by something else outside of yourself, you know? So bad things, God doesn't create bad things to happen. You create bad things to happen because you get into life and instead of saying, well, God, thank you for waking me up this morning and thank you for giving me my breath and I can walk and I have a sound mind and I can comprehend and I have a check coming in. I have some clean clothes. I have food in the refrigerator. Thank you, Lord, for giving me that. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Lord, for giving me all these things that manifest my happiness. Instead, you'll wake up and you'll say, damn, I got $50 left in my bank account. Damn, he ain't called me last night. And he acting up, and my girlfriend, she acting, she didn't want to invite me to a birthday party. And you get bogged down into all these other emotions. And once you have those emotions and they connect to other people's emotions, it create things. It create arguments. It create accidents. It create diseases. It create love. It create happiness. It create joy. It create everything, you know? So and so literally the spirit was telling me, like, you want the world to be a better place, tell everybody to be happy for one day and see what happens and see the effect of everybody being happy just for one day. It's going to be so much evidence in that one day of your purpose and your effect and your power. You'll get it. But that's the devil, though. The devil is going to stop 7 billion people from being happy for one day together. That will never happen because there's so many other energies that were already created that's going to always be around. You know, they're going to always have jealousy. And if you get rid of jealousy, you get it out your body, it just leaves. It transfers to another person, you know? So the thing is to shield, how do you shield yourself from energies that distract your love or strip you of your love or take away your godliness, or the take you from your purpose. Everybody has a purpose here. You're not just living life like to just be living. I mean, you're supposed to love, live, and create. You're supposed to do that. But God gave you something to love. Have you found your love yet? He gave you something to love. He gave you someone to love. He gave you all those things. So if he might have programmed you to come here and demonstrate love through music, or demonstrate love through the arts, or demonstrate love through teaching or healing, or it is your program to show love in a specific way. And your purpose and your journey in this earth is to find out the program that God put in you. You know, is a program that he's put in your DNA. That's going to manifest everything that you're supposed to be. You know, but like I said, you have entities and energies that want to block you from understanding and recognizing that purpose. If I can destroy your body, if I can destroy your physical mind, then you'll never realize your purpose, you know? And that's an energy that goes against God's will. That's what Satan is. You know, people think Satan is like an actual person and hell is an actual place. Heaven and hell are within you. They're both in you. So when they say, well, you're going to choose heaven or hell, it's like, what are you choosing? You choosing God's love, or you choosing something else that distract you and take away and block your love? If you don't recognize and feel God's love inside of you, you're being distracted. You're being attacked. You're being um, just off your purpose, you know. And that's what this life is about. It's about becoming aligned with God and understanding there's a purpose for you and fulfilling that purpose to your abilities. And once you realize that purpose, you become aligned, the power comes through you, the downloads come through you. You understand things you don't understand. I'll be sitting in my car sometimes and I'll get downloads and I just start writing stuff down. Like, what does this mean? What is that? Boom, boom, boom. And I won't understand it. And sometimes I have to go back and read over it, or another part will come that'll help me figure it out and put it together. And I'm going to share some of those writings with this channel in the near future. But I just wanted to show that you are so much more than what you see. Just close your eyes, clear your body, God he put things on this earth to help you, to aid you. He put plants here. He put healing stones here. He put words here. He put vibrations of sound here that will help you, you know? And you got to understand that there's no accidents. There's no coincidences. There's a perfect design. You are perfect. Every person is a perfect being. God does not make mistakes. He didn't say, "Oops, I made a mistake on that person." He doesn't make mistakes. Everything is as it should be. And if you think you don't have enough, it's like you're not realizing that you have a cheat code. You don't realize you have a cheat code. You're sitting there trying to go through each board and play 20 boards when you have a cheat code and get you from the first board to the 20th board. You don't even know it. And the cheat code is locked within inside of you. So I want people to start taking heed to this message and just start unlocking the God inside of you. Unlocking the talent. Your DNA is encoded with talents and gifts and information and understanding that you need for your specific journey. Don't compare your life to other people. They don't have your mission. They don't have your purpose. Do your job. That's it. Do your job. If he told you to come here and manifest love through music, you need to start manifesting love through music. If he told you to come here and heal the sick, you need to start healing the sick. If he told you to come here and create something that's going to bring joy or love or make things easier for people to coexist or bring them close to the spirit of God, that's your job. Do your job. You know, he may have told you to come here and protect people. Protect. You might have a warrior. You might be a warrior, and your job is you don't have a specific a healing or anything. Your job might be to be a warrior to protect the people that he has anointed. But there's a war going on here. And there's an energy out here. There are energies that are not aligned to God's wills. And that's what Satan is. That's what the devil is. It's an energy. It's an energetic field. It's what makes you think you're not pretty. It's what makes you think you're not special. It's what makes you think that that person is over you or they have a dominion over you. Is that what you buy into a doctrine of racism, or you buy into a doctrine that places you under another person? You belong below no one. Everyone is side by side. So that's the message. Okay. I want you to understand that. You're so much more than what you think you are. Close your eyes and he's going to reveal your plan and what your purpose is. Peace and be love.